Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It all depends on your location. And it's a very good day today. I just came in to bring you some good tidings. But today, let's go a little international and maybe later on local as far as news is concerned. So story making the headlines today. I think like former U.S. President Donald Trump pleads not guilty to 34 criminal charges. So it goes like this. Say the charges carry maximum sentence of more than 100 years in prison under New York law. The grand jury of the county of New York accused former President Donald Trump of the crime of falsifying business records in the first degree. According to court papers obtained, it said on Thursday, 34 counts of falsifying business records were filed against the former president, although Trump pleaded not guilty when asked, you know, how he pleaded. See, but altogether, the charges carry a maximum sentence of more than 100 years in prison under New York law. Do you hear what I said? Under New York law. But however, it's not likely that Trump will be sentenced to that much time. You know, so, because whenever I bring up, or something comes up like this, or I try to pick or select, something that we can maybe make our model of a system over. Because, like I've always said, the Nigeria system is not actually the American kind of system, neither is it a British kind of system. I don't know where that system comes from. You might say, okay, there may be that is customized, to fit our own environment and our own situation. But what I'm trying to say here is that how does it benefit us? You can see that it's the New York law that is being used to prosecute this man. Not one law from nowhere that will be used, as in the case of Nigeria, to prosecute a man for what he don't knows about, sometimes, or for what he knows about. This one is an ex-president. Will this ever happen in Nigeria? Because if it can, then a lot of people who are governors today, or those who are even going for the presidential, race today, I don't think they'll be there because some of those things that they've done businesses in the past, they can be dragged down either by one thing or another. So I've always said this thing also that if you want to really put the Nigeria system in, in a good spot, or at least regulate it the way it's supposed to be, or to be done, there are so many things that one really have to do. These are basic things. But I think that even the politicians know it. But they know that they won't pass that test. Definitely, they will not let that thing be, or they will not let it come to light. For example, if you ask any politician in Nigeria, or any front-running politicians, or most politicians in Nigeria to bring out their tax declaration for the past 10, 20 years, then you will see the whole flaw. You will see how they treated the state, where they're living, or where they've done their businesses over time. We're made to understand that people like Atiku have, you know, millions and billions of naira somewhere in some industries. Tinkan, Seaport, etc. That he used to have one big firm over there. So if you actually check their records, then you will know if what they've declared as their assets and what and the kind of taxes that they paid to that same state where they've done their businesses, if it corresponds at all, if it has anything in similarity to go by as far as legit business dealing is concerned. So if a former president like Donald Trump can be arrested because he has done all his businesses or most of his businesses in New York, I think maybe his father also have done the same thing because, like he was he's still in the real estate business, and so was his father too. So that was how he made his money, or he has been making his money before he ventured into politics. So, but I think that is my own thinking that now that's that the electionary year is fast approaching again. Then somebody came up with some things to try to dig up, whatever thing that they can dig up about this man, either to slow him down or to stop him from running against Joe Biden, next year in 2024. So that is just my own opinion. But whatever it is, I think he's equal to the task. So if he can clear himself of this, then we'll see. So before the case, started, in I think it was in Manhattan, because don't forget that is where it's a Trump mansion is, the tower, that Trump tower, one of the biggest tower in New York. So when he arrived at the Manhattan courthouse around 1:30 p.m. Tuesday for his arraignment in the Stormy Daniel Hush money case. That's what they call it, hush money. I fraud there. So the former president was arrested after surrendering himself to court. It's a market beginning of a process that will end with a historic hearing. Trust the American press. We're all over the place there. Trump is the first former U.S. president to be arraigned and charged with a crime. First former. Okay. See, at the center of the case is another star. She's a porn star anyway. They call her Mrs. Daniel or Miss Daniels, whom is claimed received a total sum of $130,000 payment from Mr. Trump's lawyer in 2016 in exchange for, silence over the affair a decade earlier. Can you imagine? This guy had an affair with Donald Trump a decade earlier, 2000, let's say, if 2016, then take it back, that is 1996. No, 10 years. 2006. Yeah, 2006. Which means it's 2006. She had an affair. Like 10 years before that time. Just to shut her mouth. Then she was paid $130. And this guy is a runs girl, if you know what I mean. So that is the hush money they're talking about there. So then, man, America, man, I don't understand how their system. Their system is somehow so opaque. You know, what am I talking about? I say opaque, so so transparent. For everyone to see. I will call it a very transparent, system. It's about opaque in the sense that okay, so if you pay someone money, then and the person just shut up and he won't say anything, then that will be it. So if not, how come the case is not coming when the case is supposed to have come or came even when Donald Trump was first running for the office of the president, you know? So but that was when this I guess this whole hush money issue, came about. So he was trying to, use money to to block all the leakages where all the supposed news will be flying out from. So I remember this incident then. But it was just like one of those hush hush kind of news. So the falsification is a violation of penal laws 175.10 committed as follows. The defendants in the county of New York and elsewhere on or about February 14th, 2017 with intent to defraud and intent to commit another crime and aid and conceal the commissions thereof made and caused a false entry in the business records of an enterprise to wit an invoice from Michael Cohen dated February 14, 2017, marked as a record of the Donald J. Trump Revocable Trust. It's and kept maintained by the Trump organizations. So in the court paper, the second count says, and the grand jury afford is. By this indictment, further accuses by this indictment, it further accuses the defendants of the crime of falsifying business records, in the first degree. Wow, first degree. It said in violation of penal law 175.10 committed as follows. So the rest is just blah 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 blah. Defendants in the county of New York, and this way, you know, February 14, 2017, with intent to defraud and intent to commit another crime, and aid and conceal, the commissions thereof made and caused the first entry in the business record of an enterprise to wait an entry in the detailed general ledger, for the Donald J. Trump Revocable Trust, bearing voucher number 842457 and kept and maintained by the Trump organization. But you see, things like this can only happen in a true democracy. That's what we are talking about. So, not in Nigeria when an ordinary governor, ordinary former governor, cannot even be charged to court as at when he's supposed to, because they will kill that case either by either dragging it on, years after years after years after years. And that government will come, a familiar government will come, a friendly government will come, and will just squash the whole thing. Before you know it, all they set the courthouse ablaze, like Oshomole did in Benin City, you know. So when he was asked to provide or produce his school set certificates and all of that diplomas and things like that. So they destroy all the affidavits and all the falsified affidavits or so-called falsified, and that was it. So till now, so that issue has died. The same thing will happen if you say you attended the University of, Gogoro, somewhere in Google's land in one state, then that you have your PhD there, and somebody is trying to challenge you, then you have some kind of powers, either through monetarily or what have you, or you have all the Jagudas and the Agberos, at the park. Then all they need is just some little change, then they know what to do. You get a gas of, a jerry can of gasoline and strike matches, and before you know it, the whole University of Gogoro is in blaze. All the administration department at least, we go into blaze and burn down, just because one man is so desperate, to get to a position, or that just don't want to be exposed for something that he knows that he did not actually earn. Then because of that, we ruin other people's lives without really care. Destroy a whole state, a whole state or a whole national archive of information that can never be recovered, no matter how you try to, you know, try to rebuild it. It can never be the same. It's like just like the terrorists did in Timbuktu, for example. You know, imagine those documents that has been there for centuries. That was, I mean, they just came there and just destroyed everything just like that. Do you think any other thing can replace those things? Never. Maybe you can only see them on, if there are photographs at all. And maybe those photographs again are in the hands of maybe some foreigners, you know, who were opportune maybe back in the days, you know, to go there and make some documentaries on this stuff. But the original documents is something else. Can you imagine somebody making, let's say, even back in the days, making a documentary of page by page by page by page of those documents that are there, thousands and thousands, if not millions of documents, or hundreds of thousands of documents. So it's a pity that we are living, you know, in a situation like that. So, but let's keep hoping, you know, that one of these days we'll be able to, if not during our own time, maybe, you know, during the time of our children and our children's children, then they'll be able to live in a very sane society in our own country as well, and be very proud of how the system works. That the system will be so regulated and so perfectly regulated and developed, you know, for the benefit of our people. That's what we want. Nothing more. You know, so ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming by again, and I hope you have a good time the way I did about this, and take your mind back to how things should be actually done, you know, for our own benefit. So, but because it's not like that now, doesn't mean that it doesn't have to be said, or it should not be said how it's supposed to, you know, to be. It's not like we are ignorant of the whole thing. We know how things are supposed to be run. So, but in the meantime, let's hope and pray that one day things will get so better. So, subscribe to our channel if you've not, and give us a thumbs up and share our videos to everyone. And let everyone see this video. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Bye.